Problem number 2 reads, 8 7-watt Christmas tree bulbs are connected in parallel across a 120-volt source. Find A, the current through each bulb, B, the resistance of each bulb, and C, the total current drawn from the source. Before trying to solve this problem, it would be a good idea to review the section in your textbook on electric power. Here is our circuit. 8 bulbs connected in parallel across a 120-volt source. We're asked to find the current through each of these bulbs, which I've labeled small I, the resistance of each of the bulbs, and the total current that is drawn from the source. The power that is transformed in an electrical device is equal to the potential difference across that device multiplied by the current through it. This is the energy that is transformed per unit time into other forms of energy. In a light bulb, these other forms of energy are light and heat. If we solve this equation for I, then I is equal to the power divided by the potential difference. The power of each of our bulbs is 7 watts. So if we put that in, 7 watts divided by 120 volts, then this comes out to be 0.0583 amps if we round it to 3 significant figures. So that is the current then through each one of these bulbs. In part B, we are asked to find the resistance of each of these bulbs. Using Ohm's law, we can write that the resistance is equal to the potential difference across the bulbs divided by the current through them. The bulbs are connected in parallel to the 120-volt source, so there's a 120 volts across each one of them. Divide this by the 0.0583 amps, and we get a resistance, again rounded to 3 significant figures, of 2060 ohms for each one of those bulbs. In part C, we're asked to find the total current drawn from the source. Let's go back and look at our diagram. This total current, which I've labeled large I, is split up into the smaller currents, each of which passes through the individual bulbs. To find the total current, all we have to do is add up the individual currents through each bulb. There's 8 of them, so it's a simple matter then to find our total current. This is simply 8 times the current through each bulb, and that is 8 times 0.0583 amps. And this is simply 0.466 amperes rounded to 3 significant figures. So that's the total current I. You could also find the total current I by finding the equivalent resistance of the circuit and then using Ohm's law to find the total current. All right, that is the solution to our problem. Let us move on to problem number 3.